Tonight, the book that we're going to be reading is called The Happiness Box. And we've got a box here, and we're going to read about what does it mean, the happiness box. Can a box make us happy? What does the title sound to you when you hear about it, the happiness box? Let's have a look. Let's have a look inside. Just start the book, and we can right away see that there's a boy who does not look very happy. Once I was never happy with anything I got. When my mother gave me a little, I'd say, I want a lot. I never liked my supper. My toys were not so great. And when I wanted to stay up, my father said, it's late. Friends' clothes were always better. Getting dressed sure meant a fight. I never got things that I enjoyed, and the weather was never right. And here we see that he's finding a problem with everything that he's got. Then one day something happened. I know you'll think it's strange. It's all because of a cardboard box. Everything was changed. One day some men brought to our house the biggest box I'd ever seen. But all that they unpacked from it was a great big washing machine. So their mother got a new washing machine, and they came in with this really big box. My father was all excited. My mother thrilled as can be. But I just stood there whining, I want something for me. It sounds like he finds everything bad with everything that happens, and he's always complaining. That's not a very good midder, and it doesn't make him feel very happy. My parents gave each other looks, their smiles no longer there. Then they started whispering so that I couldn't hear. Suddenly my father said aloud, I've got a great idea. After a while, my mother said, but will it work? Oh dear. And we can see that his parents are getting very upset, that he's always upset with everything and not making the best of things. Rather, always finding the worst in everything. My father called to me, come look at something new. This cardboard box has been made especially for you. We've got a brand new washing machine, but what you got is best. This is no ordinary box, though it looks just like the rest. This box you see is the happiness box. You go inside and hide, and you can only think happy thoughts as long as you're inside. Anywhere else you're free to think too old, too slow, too small. Anywhere else you're free to think anything you want at all. But inside this special box, there's room for only joy. There's only room for happy thoughts for one sad little boy. I've made a door for the happiness box. Step in carefully. The good that found in everything is all that you will see. And here's the box to get into, the doorway to get into the happiness box. My father went on his way, a twinkle in his eye. Well, okay, happiness box, I said. Guess I'll have to give it a try. I bent down low, I crawled inside, and then I just sat down. What does one do in a happiness box? I knew I couldn't frown. And so I started giggling. One little giggle, two. I meant to laugh a little, but it just grew and grew and grew. How will I be able to think in such a silly mood? Oh, I know. I'll think about my favorite kind of food. Sometimes my mother makes pizza. Boy, that stuff is great. When will she make it once again? I can hardly wait. Warm challah, sweet kugel, I love to eat those too. On Shabbos there are so many treats and I don't eat just a few. There really are a lot of things I like that my mother makes, and that's not even counting all her yummy chocolate cakes. There are things I just don't like, but I will think about something good in everything. They're cute, those Brussels sprouts. I don't know if we all think Brussels sprouts are cute. Now I'm going to think of all my favorite toys. And I don't mean those that belong to other girls and boys. I'll think about my fire truck. Its shiny bell still rings. I'll think about the funny books that Zadie always brings. I love my aeroplane. It goes zoom. I love my dump truck. It goes vroom. I really have a lot of toys, but not many can compare with that fine fellow without his two arms, my old stuffed teddy bear. And he's finding the good about all of his toys now. The happiness box is really working. My sitter, that's extra special. I'm big now and it's mine. I love spreading out my Rebbe cards out in a great big line. Oh, I just got new sneakers. The salesman said they'd last. But what do I really care about that they'll help me run so fast? My clothes are truly not so bad. My shirts, my pants, my shoes. In fact, I'd like to keep them all. Isn't that good news? What else does he like? I like walking home with my father every Friday night. And when we open our front door, it's such a happy sight. Sunny summer days are fun, playing the whole day through, and sometimes I like rainy days when I find many things to do. Windy days can be good, they're great for flying kites, and nothing beats hot latkes on freezing Hanukkah nights. Sukkot is my favorite time. When our sukkah's full of guests. Wait, what about Pesach and Purim? Maybe I like them all the best. He loves all the Yomim Tovim. And now he's going to think about even more things that he loves, because once we start thinking about things that we love and that we are grateful for in our own lives, we can think of so many happy things. Sometimes we might look around and see what others have and think, I wish I had that and I wish I had that. But when we rather start looking at what we have, we can find so many good things that we are happy for and grateful for in our life, that we really have to stop and thank Hashem for all the wonderful things that we have. I see that I have arms and legs and a nose to sniff about. I see that I have ears and eyes, or I'd have to do without. I'm happy I'm alive right now. I'm such a lucky boy. If I had not been born, you see, I would have missed out on all of this joy. Soon it's time to come out now. Son, it's time to come out now, said my father. It's getting late. Son, it's time to go to bed. Your box will have to wait. Okay, I call back quickly. Where was my angry whine? Why was I so happy? Was that voice really mine? His voice has completely changed. Once he's looked in the mirror and seen all the amazing things that he has, all of a sudden he's feeling so differently. And usually when his father would say, you have to come out, he would start whining and he would say, but I don't want to, I'm not ready to. But all of a sudden, he's feeling happy and grateful. Okay, I said, climbing out. I'm coming right away. I'm really tired now and tomorrow is another day. I fell asleep in bed that night with a smile on my face. I couldn't stop thinking about one special, cozy place. I went back to my happiness box nearly every day. I went back to my happiness box when things didn't go my way. I'd get inside that happiness box and suddenly I'd see what was good about each single thing that once had bothered me. A sore throat, a scraped knee, a bad mark on a test. Inside that box, I'd see why everything was for the best. Wow. Do you think it's magic, the happiness box? That all of a sudden when he's inside the box, everything seems so good? That's a big question we've got to ask ourselves. One day I went away to camp. I packed toothpaste and socks, but there was no way I could take my great big happiness box. So on the bus going to camp, I felt as if I would cry. How would I make it through camp days without my box nearby? I felt very lonely, lost within a crowd. I needed that special box where only joy is allowed. I must have laughed out loud the moment that it was clear. The box was right there with me. There was no need to fear. The box is never far away. That box is here with me to stay. Do you know what? You've got one too. There's one for me and one for you. Where was his box? Was it with him on the bus? Do we each have a big happiness box sitting in our house with a door in it? What does he mean there's one for everyone? And was his one taken with him to camp? Was there room on the bus? You're not too big, you're not too small. Step right up, come one, come all. No one's too old to climb inside. Everyone needs a place to hide. Go right in and close the door. Think happy thoughts and nothing more. Next time you're sad, give it a try. Go get a twinkle in your eye. Where was my box? Can you guess where? Above my eyes? Below my hair? There's a happiness box in your head, you see. It's a happiness box if you let it be. But it's hard to use your head. Just get a cardboard box instead. And wow, that is such a special story because it's something we can all do. We can get a big box and call it our happy knot box and decorate it and go inside, and while we're inside we can think happy thoughts. Or you know what else we can do? We can pretend we've got a happiness box inside of our head, and we can go into our head, into our happiness box, and think good thoughts that we can choose. We can choose what thoughts we want to allow to enter our head. So the next time our mother makes dinner, we can right away start thinking our regular thoughts, which might be like, I don't like this dinner. Why did my mother make this dinner? Or we can go into our happiness box and we can think, what is good about this dinner? Maybe I like one of the things that's for dinner. Or maybe I can ask my mother politely, thinking of the secret of the leaves, for what I do like for dinner. But we can always think of the positive things and the good things. And we might have a real happiness box, or we might just have a happiness box inside of ourselves. And inside of ourselves, we can choose what thoughts do we want to have. Do we want to have good thoughts? Do we want to have gratitude and think about all the amazing things that we have in our life? And we can even write a list of those and keep them hanging up in our bedroom or hanging up in our bathroom, so we always remember all the good things and the things that we're grateful for. And if we remember those, and I'm sure the list will be very long, then we will have our own happiness box inside of our head and inside of our heart. And as soon as our brain wants to think upsetting thoughts or negative thoughts, we say, we're going to push them away and we're going to go into our own happiness box. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.